I gotta ask because and you even talked about Sam Darnold. All right, I'm
Mhm.
probably the only Jet fan in the world that if I see Sam Darnold on Whole Foods, I'm not squaring up. All right, like Sam's my boy. And I feel like a big problem with his struggles has been that every single year of his career, he has played behind a bottom three O line in the NFL. He got traded to Carolina. He had more weapons. Everyone was expecting him to, be better, and he was better. He
Mhm.
actually was better. And then what happened? The O line got hurt, and they finished one spot behind your New York Giants 31st overall and 34th first in the NFL. And now we know what happened right with Sam the rest of the season. Daniel Jones has not played behind any sort of offensive line in the NFL. Do you think if they were able to improve, which you guys actually attempt, it's just that it's
They've
been
tried.
growing.
They have tried.
So what do you think if they were to jump up, if you were to put Daniel Jones behind a top, not even a top, like put anywhere in between the 10th and the 20th best offensive line, do you think what Daniel Jones do you think we would see under that scenario?
The same place, to be honest.
Really?
I think he's just an average guy. Like, the decision making really hasn't improved. Still turns the ball over. Like, he's got the most fumbles since 2019.
Yeah.
I mean, this year, like, I know it was shortened 11 games for him, but he had 10 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, just about 2,400 yards. Is an awesome offensive line going to improve that? What is he, maybe then 3,000 yards, maybe 15 touchdowns, 7 interceptions? Like he'll go into that tier maybe of, if you have a good team around him, you can make the playoffs. It's possible. I'm not going to cut him out yet because he hasn't had stability. I will give him that with just the line, the play calling, all of that. Now, if you got like a young offensive coach in here and they wanted to run it back with Jones on the last year of his deal, because I'm assuming they're not giving him the 5th-year option, because that is malpractice if they give it to him. With a neck injury right now, I would actually, that would be the worst move I've ever seen if they give him that 5th-year option. But if you bring him back, it's cheap quarterback last year, and obviously the Giants are so many moves away. So you could sell me on, we get a young offensive coach in here, maybe we can see some progress with them. Maybe. And then you kind of just play the quarterback game next offseason. Maybe.
I think one of the biggest disservices to Daniel Jones was the hiring of Jason Garrett as his
I knew I was
offensive
going to hear
coordinator.
this.
No, I'm serious.
He's
because
clapping.
Jason Garrett
clapping.
doesn't have, and he has the oldest playbook possible of any coach. He doesn't come to the game and adjust during the game. And it's a big disservice. I mean, if you look at Jason Garrett, when he took over for Tony Romo, Tony had already been groomed by Bill Parcells and Sean Payton. Tony understood offense. He sat for 3 years. He checked out all of Jason Garrett's plays. Like, Tony was Mr. Checkout, like at the line of scrimmage. No, he was. Now, he was turnover prone and everything, but he wasn't even running Jason Garrett's offense. Dak's rookie year, Tony had the headset in. Tony was the offensive coordinator that entire season. What happened the next season when it was all on Jason Garrett? Dak looked like WTF. Like, who is this guy? What is he doing, right? But Dak, he started to learn. But then, obviously, Jason Garrett, it didn't work. And then he goes to New York, and I feel bad for Daniel Jones. I feel like he hasn't had a chance. Now, one of the main questions that I'm sure Joe Scowen probably had to really iron out is, all right, so look, if we give you this job, man, what are you going to do with our quarterback? What are you going to do at quarterback? And, are you going to look for a coach to continue developing him? We're really not too high on giving him that 5th-year option. So what's your next move if we just give him 1 year? What's your plan? So I'm sure Joe Scowen has had to answer those questions. How would you answer those questions? What move would you like to see made? Like, figuratively speaking.
Well, I guess at quarterback, there are two ways you can go. It's either going to be Daniel Jones, no fifth-year option, and you hope you can coach him up and he'll look like a quarterback again. That's not a guarantee. It's just not. Like, he hasn't improved. He had a nice game against the Saints. That was awesome. He had that cool game in Tampa a couple of years back. But it's just there's so much tape on him and so much evidence. Now, if you don't go Daniel Jones, you're going to hear the trade machines fire up. Does Russell Wilson want to come here? Does Deshaun Watson? Like, do we have the draft capital? Probably. They could give away the first-round picks this year. It's probably going to take at least 3 first rounds to get those guys, probably to get a seat at the table to talk to those teams. Mm-hmm. It's possible. But the Giants need a lot of players. So I get not wanting to make a swing like that. I guess I'm trying to talk this out of how they're probably just going to end up with Daniel Jones again. But I had a kind of a dark horse quarterback. People are going to laugh at.
I think I know what you're going to say.
You guess.
Can I guess first?
Yeah, go.
Derek Carr.
That's who I was thinking.
I would love Derek Carr. Sign me up for Derek Carr. I just don't think it's unrealistic because I think they're going to take care of him in Vegas, like after just what he did. But don't get me wrong. I would love Derek Carr. I wasn't even considering him. I always joke that like he's going to look good in blue, but I took that joke to the next player that people aren't going to expect. Now, a lot of cap moves would have to happen. And you're just basically banking on 1 year with this guy just to be a bridge. But you can get it for the right price. I would make the call to San Francisco to see Jimmy Garoppolo's availability. Now, once again, Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm a James G defender when I have to defend him. I call him James G.
I saw you on Twitter acting a fool. You were acting a fool on Twitter.
Now, he's got a big cap hit. It's in the 20s. I think it's like 26 or something. It's his last year, so you like have to think of it as an expiring deal. But this is just if, let's say, Jones, like it's a serious neck injury. You can't get Wilson. You can't get Watson. You can't get my boy Gardner Minshew. And we got to look around. Garoppolo for 1 year just to kind of right the ship. It's not that bad. It's really not. And if you wanted to send Daniel Jones to San Francisco to compete with Trey, you'd probably also have to give, I'm guessing, a day 2 pick. Although if they win on Saturday, it might be a first round pick. But it's just the Giants, I guess the bottom line is all options should be on the table.
Yeah.
Which is why I got mad when the report that they were already committed to Jones in 2022. Like, let the GM make that report. Let the new head coach. So this isn't this is a 2-3 year rebuild for the Giants. A lot of moves away, but it starts with the GM, then the head coach, then the quarterback. So the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.